Welcome back. This week on Handguns, we've been talking about the ultimate nightmare scenario, having to search your house for an intruder. Let me reiterate, this is a final option, unless you actually have to do it to secure friends or family members, don't. Now, when I was searching the house, I did a number of techniques pretty quickly. And now that we're out on the range, we can go over them in a little bit more detail and explain them. But you can actually do this at home with an empty gun if you want to.
Now, the first technique that Jim demonstrated in the house was the quick peek. So we're going to talk real quickly about what it is, what it isn't, where it would come into play and where it wouldn't help you. Then we're going to move into slicing the pie. So the quick peek is nothing more than, as I'm set up either in a low ready or high ready retention position, I'm simply going to come to my corner if I have a vertical piece of corner or cover like a doorway in a house, and I'd simply come out and just try to get a Kodak moment. Come out into the room, see it, and get back. Okay? If there was something in there, I would simply change my orientation to the target so he doesn't see me come out to the same position. I'd simply come out, find him, and press, and then get back behind cover if I need it. Now, inside of a home, sheetrock walls, hollow core doors, I don't think this is a real viable technique. Where it would help you is if you were, let's say, in downtown somewhere, and this was a big corner of a concrete building. At this point, I could go ahead, come in, peek, see if there's anything down the street that's gonna hurt me, and then move out or do whatever I was gonna do. But this actually would have the ability to stop a bullet or deflect it. Inside a house, you don't have that. So the technique that I think is a little better is slicing the pie. So slicing the pie, I'm simply coming in here, I've got my weapon kind of indexed right here on the edge of whatever is my cover or concealment. So I'm simply leaning. Once I get to where I'm gonna fall over or I just can't hold it out of comfort, then I'm simply gonna reset my lower platform and then continue to lean. If I see something, if I need to give verbal commands, get out of my house, drop the gun, leave me alone, police are on the way, whatever it is, if he complies, fine, don't shoot. If he does not comply, find the sights and press and continue to cover if you need to. One thing you got to think about when you're doing these techniques, you need to have already got it in your head what you're going to do. It is the wrong time right here to figure out whether or not it's in your heart or you have the intestinal fortitude to do this. Because if somebody is in my house threatening me or my family, you have to have zero compunction about putting a hole in it if it's going to hurt you.
As I was clearing the house, one of the things you saw me doing a lot of was tucking the gun back into a retention position. Why do this? Well, when you're in a house, everything's really close. And if you run into somebody, chances are they're going to be right on top of you. And anybody right on top of you, anybody that's close enough to make a grab for you or your gun is close enough for you to hit from this position. Now, that ain't pretty, but you're not shooting for groups. You're shooting to get somebody off of you. And you're actually better off as you're shooting. You know, if you're doing it one-handed, you're using this to protect yourself. Two-handed, you're better off backing up a little bit. And also, don't lead with your gun as you're going through door frames. They'll see your gun before they see you. Keep everything tight and in close. You've got better control over the gun this way. We've just gone over a bunch of techniques that if you have a gun for self or home defense, you should learn and practice. However, last-ditch scenario.
Absolutely. You're always going to be better off backing out, calling 911 and letting them earn their paycheck.